Pouring is one of the most important skills in pour over coffee. I mean, it's called pour over coffee, so it's kind of important. And whether you like it or not, or whether you mean to or not, whatever you pour is going to dictate what ends up in your cup. So having an understanding and developing your skills is going to help you implement different pouring styles, which is kind of step one when it comes to figuring out how to get what you want in your cup. And that's what we're looking at today. Real quick, the pouring speed, the pouring height, the amount of pours, if you use any pouring tools or accessories, are all going to be factors when it comes to what you get in the cup. Today, we're only looking at pouring styles. When it comes to pouring styles, the name of the game is agitation, and that works both ways. So you can use different pouring styles and techniques to get a lot of agitation, or you can actually do the opposite and minimize agitation. So for today's test, I'm going to be trying and comparing 3 different pours. I'm going to be doing the circular pour, the center pour, and the zigzag pour. They're all kind of self-explanatory, but in case you're brand new or you just need a refresher, let's get into it. The first pour I'm going to talk about is the circular pour. This is also sometimes known as the spiral pour. With this one, you start pouring small circles right into the center of the coffee bed and work your way out towards the dripper walls. Sometimes you just pour small circles right in the middle. Other times people just pour random circles all over the coffee bed. The name of the game is to get the coffee nice and wet and saturated. The next pour, which is the easiest and most simple out of the 3 pours, is the center pour. You just pour coffee straight into the center of the coffee bed. That's it, you're done. With this one, you will want to think about managing or adjusting your speed. The faster or slower you pour can add or minimize the amount of agitation you introduce with that pour. The next pour and last pour is the zigzag pour. It's in its name. You just pour in the dripper in a zigzag pattern. This one's usually used with flat bottom drippers so that you can really get a ton of agitation on the bottom of the flat bottom. Bottom of the flat bottom. You get my point. It moves the coffee grounds side to side and up and down and really gives it a lot of agitation. Okay, so we know what the pours are and we know how to do them. Let's talk about when and why you would use them. So the first pour, circular pour, is going to be your workhorse. It's probably going to be the pour you use the most. It's going to give you a more even extraction and a more uniform drawdown, which will typically result in more body and sweetness. However, you can absolutely play around with the pour speed and circle diameter, and you can really adjust the flavor profile that you get in your cup and the different flavor attributes that you're trying to highlight. The circular pour also works well with a conical dripper and that guy out of the way, flat bottom dripper. It will give you a good extraction on either one of them. And one thing you definitely want to look out for, especially on conical drippers, is pouring too much water on the side of the dripper, getting too wide with your circles. It could create unwanted bypass or even an under extracted cup of coffee because you're completely missing the coffee bed. With the center pour, your biggest lever is speed. You pour fast, you get a fast drawdown, you highlight acidity, brightness, and clarity. You aren't pushing a ton of fines around, you're not clogging your filter, and as long as you keep your pour consistent, you can get a clean and vibrant cup. That does come with some trade-offs. You will lack body, you won't get as much body in your cup. If you aren't pouring consistent, you risk an under-extracted cup that comes across as thin or sour, and then there is channeling. Then there is the slow center pour. You can use this pour to increase contact time and reduce agitation. In terms of reducing agitation, you can use that to avoid unwanted flavors. Say you have a coffee that's giving you a little bit of a toasty note that you're just really not enjoying, because who does? I guess milk drinkers. I'm kidding. If you like milk in your coffee, stop watching me. I'm kidding. You can use it to reduce unwanted flavors like a toasty note in your coffee. Pour it slowly in the center of your coffee bed. It'll still bring out all those good coffee flavors that you actually do want, and you can avoid some of the bad ones you don't want. And then there is the zigzag pour. This pour is going to give you a different type of agitation because you are pouring across the coffee bed instead of around the coffee bed. You can expect a clean and balanced cup and flavor separation from this pour. One thing you want to note with this pour is you really want to keep your zigzags even and consistent, because if you don't, you risk over or undersaturating parts of the coffee bed, which can lead to an uneven cup. So if you are looking for or chasing complex flavors or dealing with more of a complex flavored coffee, this is a good pour for that. It can really bring out a lot of that depth because it's going to give you a good amount of flavor in the cup. For today's comparison cups and kitchen test, I am doing 3 identical brews. I'm going to use the same recipe, same dose, same dripper, filter, water temperature, you name it, everything can be the same. The only difference is going to be pouring styles. I'm going to do a circular pour, a center pour, and you guessed it, a zigzag pour. And I'm really excited to do these. I've used all of these pours before. These pours are nothing new to me, but I've never actually done a cup to cup comparison using only those pouring styles. So I'm excited to see what I get in each cup, and I'm hopefully going to be pleasantly surprised. And if you like surprises, then you're in the right place, because this is part of my Real or Ritual series, where I test different ideas, techniques, gear, brewing styles, just basically anything I can think of and anything that interests me and sounds fun. And that's the whole point of this. It's to have fun. It's to experiment. It should just mess around and not to take it so serious. And some of you guys get so serious in the comments. It ain't that serious. I hate to break it to you. I'm just a guy messing around in his kitchen, having fun. So if you like to have fun, or if you want more of this, please subscribe to my channel, because there's more videos coming. This is actually the first of a few pouring videos that I have coming out in the Real Ritual series. And I guess it is time to brew. So let's brew. The good people at Timor have sent over some gear like this Fish Pro X to continue the Real or Ritual series. This kettle has been amazing. I've been using it for about 2 months now, and it checks every box that I want to be checked. It gives you complete control over how fast or slow you pour, giving you the chance to dial in any cup of coffee you want. So if you're in the market for a kettle, check out the Timor Fish Pro X. All right, the brews are done. It's time to cup them and taste them. So we have our labeled cups once again. A for circular, B for center, C for zigzag, and then the trusty blind tasting spinning wheel. It's back. I don't think it's ever going to leave at this point. I don't even want someone to help me blind tasting at this point. It's too good. All right, let's get these in here. We're going to need a towel and a spoon. So let's put these guys on the tray. And then we will grab a spoon, then we'll spin it. So let me grab my spoon. Okay. As always, I'm going to close my eyes, spin this. You're gonna have to trust that it's real. So here we go, speed this up. But all right, they are mixed up. I don't know what's what. I'm just gonna get these off of here, out of the way. Thank you to my trusty spinning wheel. All right, let's move these over here a little bit, set them up. We will start with smelling each cup, get the aromas, see if I can notice any difference on the nose, and then we will actually taste them. So we're gonna go left to right, and let's see how this goes. This cup smells really sweet, but that's the baseline, so now we'll smell the rest of them. Noticeably sweeter, first cup. Yeah, this cup is noticeably sweeter than these two. Yeah, this first cup here is noticeably sweeter than these two. These two smell very similar, and this one is very, very sweet smelling. So, as always, I have a spoon. I'm going to be slurping. You've been warned, so let's do it. That is thin. Gives me an idea. There's more body on that cup. A little sweetness carrying through the mouth. Ooh, that's nice. A lot more sweetness on this cup, a lot more body. Let's see. Yeah, this cup is thin. However, 1 second. We get more flavor separation in this cup. It's not as pronounced overall, but there is, what's the floral on this again? Lavender. Okay, this one has more florals. I did not get as much floral on these two cups as I did this first cup. So let me see if I can. No. Sweet, very sweet. That one's sweeter. I'm gonna have to say this cup is my favorite. This one, I'm getting more florals. This one's nice and balanced. So I think I know which cup is which. However, I'm not 100%. So let me get one more taste through these. I want to go this cup to this cup. Yeah, there's more body on this cup, more sweetness. Yeah, this one is, I like that one. Let's give this one more taste. Getting greedy at this point. That is a nice cup though. I think this one is the winner for me. This one is cup B. Ooh, interesting. Huh, center pour. Wait, is this A? Okay, circular. Oh, and then lastly, I did say this one was very nice. Let's see, zigzag. Did not expect that. I absolutely thought that this was going to be the center pour because there wasn't as much body in this. Actually, this is presenting thinner than this. This is why we do this. This is why we do this, guys. This is why you have fun. This is why you mess around. This is why you experiment. This is why you try these silly things in your kitchen and at home and with your coffee. Because this, let's try sips. Yeah, this compared to, I'm really enjoying this cup. So I still get more florals, but that is a nice cup. That one's just very balanced. It's nice. This cup, more sweetness, more flavor. The circular pour, it had more of the florals, so I guess I was able to pull out more of the flavors and kind of separate them slightly more in this cup. But it just, how is it? Wow, did not expect this one to be more thin. Also, it's not, again, this is not a perfect comparison. I am human, I can only pour so well, but man, this is another surprising one. That's fun, man. This cup it's really round. Good amount of body, but did not expect the center pour to actually be my favorite cup out of the three, or the one I am enjoying the most. As these cool down, this still is getting just, this is better than these two. So there you have it. I hope you can try a similar experiment or some kind of similar experiments at home. I enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you took something away from this. I hope you learned something or just overall enjoyed it. And I'm going to clean up and I'm sorry, I'm still kind of blown away. This is just pure center pour. This is B, right? Yeah. All right, that's it for me. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.